You know, the Saints, Money, are the only team that's given up not one, but two 40-point performances to quarterbacks this season. Goff is a solid start. I also like Kirk Cousins, another player we told you to start last week. Finally broke out of his slump, had almost 21 fantasy points, and now he's got the Lions. They've allowed a top 6 quarterback in 2 of their last 3 games, and they've allowed 10 passing touchdowns in their last 4 games. So Kirk Cousins, he won't scare you this week. Let's put it that way.
And by the way, thank you, Kirk, for remembering that Stephon Diggs was on the Minnesota Vikings last week.
Yes.
I'd like to see that trend continue against the Lions as
So
well.
would I.
How about a sleeper?
How about Derek Carr, who really came out of nowhere last week and proved everyone wrong, had a great stat line, his second best stat line of the season, plays on Thursday night on NFL Network against the 49ers. They've given up the 6th most fantasy points to quarterbacks, and I can promise you right now, if you need a quarterback, Derek Carr is likely on the waiver wire.
All right, Tan, we got to go to your sits. And where do you always start, Fabs?
Ben Roethlisberger, because he's on the road. And I still think that narrative fits here because in 10 career road games against the Ravens, he's averaging fewer than 11 fantasy points per game. That's not good. And oh, by the way, the Ravens have allowed the fewest fantasy points per game to quarterbacks at home this season at under 9 per game. Now, my second sit, this one might surprise you. Matt Ryan.
It's
surprising. Look at the numbers, okay? Atlanta's averaging over 32 points per game at home. On the road, they're averaging 14.5. The Redskins' defense is tougher than you give it credit for, especially on their home field. Just ask Andrew Luck, who has held to fewer than 13 points in Week 2. And Ryan, since the start of last season, is averaging 15 fantasy points per game away from Atlanta. So this matchup scares me just a little bit, my friend.